Hello everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. This one has been very requested by everyone pretty much. So this week we're doing some opals. So we're going to do very basic opals, so we're not going to get into sort of the different types of opals like, Australian opal or any of that stuff. We're just going to stick to the very basic polished opal. But I have plans in the future to really get a lot more in depth with this and go into those different types as well. But for now, we're gonna stick to the easier one, I guess you could say. So we're gonna be doing it in two different colors. We'll be doing a white opal and a blue opal today. And yeah, so here's everything we're gonna need for today. I've got my Sculpey Premo translucent clay, a little bit of Sculpey Premo white. Then I have all of these sort of opal flakes, I guess you could call them. So these four are bigger ones, and then these ones are a lot finer. So I'll link both of these in the description of this video so you can see exactly which ones we used. But yeah, so the key when you're getting these glitter flakes is that you want them to be sort of color shifting. So a keyword when you're searching for them would be like mermaid effect or rainbow, stuff like that. Instead of just solid color. Like you can kind of already see that here as I'm moving it, the color shift, that's what's gonna give us the nice flashes that we see in opals. So I have my different sort of more neutral ones, and then I also have some green and blue. Then I've got some Turquoise Alcohol Ink. I have my resin. I like to use this brand. I've got just some little pinchers. I find it's easier to pick up the flakes with these than with your fingers. Some toothpicks for applying the resin. I'm also going to be using my UV light later and my Atlas 150 clay roller. So let's get started. So we're going to start just by prepping our clay. So I'm just going to split this in half, and I'm going to use half for my white opal and half for my blue opal. And I'm just going to cut these again just so they're nice and thin so I can get them through my clay roller to flatten them out nicely. Okay, so I'm just gonna go and roll these through my clay roller so I get two nice sheets to work with. Okay, so there are my sheets. So for the white opal, I'm just gonna go and use this small bit of white. I'll probably start with half of this and just mix that fully into my translucent clay here. And for my blue opal, I'm just going to use some of this Turquoise Alcohol Ink in order to get the hue that I'm going for. And it's important that these colors are fully incorporated. We don't want there to be any streaking, just because that's not something that is present in the type of opal that we're doing today. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix these in my Atlas 150 clay roller, and then we will move on to the next step. Okay, so there they are fully mixed. So now we're gonna go in with these, with our finer opals, and I'm just gonna take them and spread them across this. And we just wanna incorporate some flecks into this clay. Just so that it's not just going to be surface level. So this is the reason why we're using translucent clay, so that we can get some of this dimension already in the base of it. Most of this opal quality comes after the pieces have been baked. It's really all about layering when it comes to opals. So I'm just kind of generously spreading it around, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half like this, and then I'm going to add some more. And this is just so that like on the backs of the pieces, you're still going to get some flakes. It won't be as brilliant as the front where we're kind of going to be layering the flakes, but you're still going to get sort of hints of the opal quality. Fold it again. And you're just going to do this until you can't really fold the piece anymore. And I'm not coating fully either. I'm just sort of getting some chunks. I think I can get one more fold out of this guy. Okay, and then once you can't fold it anymore, I'm just gonna go in with my acrylic roller to flatten it out a bit. And then you're gonna go back to your clay roller and we're just gonna mix it until these flakes have been combined. And you're gonna repeat this process a few times until when you have your thin sheet, you can kind of see the flecks nicely distributed. So let me mix these in and I'll show you what it looks like after this first pass. Okay, so here it is after a first pass. So you can kind of see the little flakes in there are already sort of giving it a few little flashes. So that's exactly what we want. This one, I need to put a bit more in, I think. You can kind of see it a little bit. See, like that? That's what you want when the light catches it. So I'm gonna do one more round of what I just did with these pieces again, just doing the same thing where I'm sort of spreading the colors and doing the folding technique. And so there is Opal polymer clay that you can use, and I have played around with that, but I prefer to do it this way than using that clay, simply because that clay is really difficult to work with. It's very saturated with flakes, which makes it really crumbly, so it's difficult to add color to it, and it's just not an easy clay to work with. And ultimately, the ending result of that doesn't look like an opal very much to me. It just kind of looks glittery. So that's why I just kind of make my own instead, because it's a lot easier to work with. The clay is a lot softer, and the end result is something that I like better as well. So that's why I'm not using opal clay today, and I'm just making my own. Okay, so I try to do one more fold here. Oop, maybe not. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the same thing again and roll it out here. And then I'll run it through my Alice 150 again. Okay, so let's see, this one, it's still subtle, but you can see there's a little more flashes going on than last time. And then this one, you can see it more clearly just because it's a darker color. So these are good to go. So these are ready to be cut into now. So I'm just gonna grab some cutters here and I'm gonna cut a couple shapes into here. And then we are ready to bake these pieces. So like I said earlier, with opal, the layering really comes after they've been baked. So that's why it's not gonna look too much like an opal right now, but trust the process, it will. So I'm just gonna grab a couple cutters that I'm going to use today. Nothing crazy. Okay, and then we're just gonna go ahead and cut our shapes. Okay, so here are my shapes ready to bake. So I'm just gonna put them in the oven at 265 for about half an hour, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how we really get these looking like opals. But as you can see, there's already like little flashes in them. So that's our goal with the base, is just to have those little flashes of color that we're working with. So I'll go bake these and then I will be back. Okay, so now that my opal pieces are all baked, it's ready to really build the layers on here in order to give it that real opal quality. So in the blue, you can see much more clearly the flakes that we put in there as the base. You can also see it in the white, but it is more subtle. Let's see if I can catch them in the light. There you go. So you could just leave them like this, but I like to build on it so that we really have bigger sections of those flashes. So I'm going to start with the blue. I'll just do this one because it's just, I find colored ones are easier to do just because the colors that you use with the flakes just blend better, whereas with the white, you do have to be pretty subtle with it. Otherwise, it just ends up looking like confetti. So I'm going to go in with my UV resin, and I'm just going to add a small drop. Just sort of like that. And then I'm going to use my toothpicks to just spread this around a little bit. And this is what's going to give the flakes something to stick to. Like that. So for the blue, I'm going to go in with some of these blue ones, some green ones, and then a little bit of the white ones as well. So you just sort of take them with your tweezers here and lay them out on here. You kind of just want to do a good mix. I'm using green just because you do get those green flashes, especially in the blues. So I'm trying to find a good mix of pieces that are good size but not too big. Like this one, believe it or not, this is a green one. It's just the lighting that's causing it to look pink right now. You can kind of see the green shift. So this one is too big, so I'm not going to use something that size. And these ones have a cooler undertone to them, so I'm going to use these ones instead of this one, which is a warmer sort of yellow undertone. And a couple of those. Once you have your piece nicely filled, kind of like that. Oops. Let's focus in there. There we go. Then what you're going to do is just go back in with some more UV resin on top. And then we're going to spread that around. And when I do the spreading here, I try to pick up some of the pieces as well. Like I want everything to be in the resin, but if you can pick up the pieces so they're not just all laying flat, that's just going to add more dimension to the final piece as well. I'm going to go in a little bit more just to make sure everything is really nicely coated. And once you're happy with how it's looking, then you're just going to pop it under your UV light, or if you're living somewhere where it's nice and sunny right now, you can cure it in direct sunlight as well. Okay. And I'm just trying to move the pieces around to make sure I've got a nice distribution. Okay. I'm happy with that. I'm going to pick this up to see if I can show this to you. So you see all those flashes? That's exactly what we want. I don't know why my focus keeps going in and out. It doesn't want to focus on this opal. So I'm going to go ahead and cure this one. And then while that's curing, I'm going to show you how we do the white. So for the white, you need to be a lot more subtle just because the colors are not going to blend the same way they do with the blue. So either you need to find flakes that are mostly white based and then only use those if you're going for bigger pieces, or you need to stick to the smaller ones. So let me show you an example. I finished one, I did one just with the big flakes just so you can see what I'm talking about. But you see what I mean? Like when it's like this, that does not look like an opal at all. It just looks like sort of like confetti. When it hits the light, it's not bad, but it's just, it's not as subtle as we want to go. So because of that, for the whites, I tend to just stick to these smaller ones instead of the bigger ones because they just can blend in a little bit better. So otherwise the process is the same. You're just putting on some of the UV resin, and we're gonna spread it out a little bit. And then I'm just gonna go in with the smaller flakes, doing the same process, but just using these ones instead. I'm doing a mix of the ones I have here. It might look a little intense depending on what your lighting is, but it should look good in different lights. And then once you're happy with that, then you just do the UV resin again on top. So the reason I like the small ones is because it just gives like little rainbow flashes and it's not as overwhelming as the big pieces can be. It just looks a bit more like a natural opal. So let me pick that up and show it to you so you know what I'm talking about. Get the color shift on this. See what I mean? It's kind of like small. I don't know why my camera is struggle city today. Small little color shift here. And you can go even more subtle with this by using less rainbow colors and just keep playing around with it until you get exactly the result you want. So I'm going to cure this too, and then I will come back and show you what the final result of these opal pieces is. Here's a look at those final pieces. I love how these turned out. Look at those flashes, like that's awesome. The blue one especially looks amazing. So yeah, that's how you make very sort of basic opals. Like I said, I'm gonna be back with more opal tutorials to go into more specific types of opal. But for now, we've got this basic one, which I think just on its own already is so cool. So yeah, please, please, please show me what you make with these guys because I think these are so cool. And we'll be back next week with another tutorial. Okay, bye.